Do you live ECU?
R.
Do you bleed purple and gold? Are you ready to hoist the colors?
Hoist the colors!
It's time for the most in-depth look into the world of ECU athletics. Welcome to Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game. Watch the show live on Facebook and at 94.3thegame.com. Here's Stephen Igo.
It's Hoist the Colors. It's Thursday, December 18th. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. 9 days away from the Military Bowl in Annapolis, Maryland. We're getting there, slowly but surely. It'll be a few days after Christmas. We'll get into that and a whole lot more. If you got a question, comment, concern, drop it in the chat, and there may be some concerns here in a minute once we pan to our full shot. We've got Marc Miller in studio from 107.9. Mark and Laura in the morning. Multiple-time award-winning Marc Miller.
Thank you very much.
And if you're watching our YouTube stream, you'll notice he's decked out in Pittsburgh gear.
I'm not going to win any awards today there, Stephen, am I?
You may not, but you'll at least bring the info from the Panthers side of things, and that's really what people want.
Sure thing, man. I'm happy to be here. Yeah. I'm a little upset that my debut on Hoist the Colors will be wearing these colors. I live here in Eastern North Carolina. I live here in Pitt County. I absolutely love living here, and I love the Pirates, but I will not next Saturday.
We've got Philip Pilkinen producing as well. Philip, are you ready for this hour of entertainment we're about to bring your way?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this hour of entertainment. I also want to remind Mark that the awards that you win are usually given out in Raleigh. Therefore, they may be state fans, and this may even be more of a reason for you to win the award next year because state fans hate East Carolina more than they hate Pitt.
See, I can't do this. This is the problem. I thought this would be a lot of fun. Over the years, there was chances that Pitt would meet up with ECU in bowl games. Some of the predictions were lining up years ago, and I was like, "Man, that'd be great on the radio. It'd be great to kind of be that guy in enemy territory, so to speak."
The heel.
But my problem is, I don't like smack talking any of you because I'm always at ECU games tailgating. I love the Pirates, so there are these Pitt fans on social media saying stupid stuff about ECU, and I'm like, don't do that. Don't be an idiot. Don't give us that look. And then the ECU fans go into the Pitt fans. I'm like, I love all of you. Stop. And this isn't as fun as I thought it would be.
Social media, man. It's just going to be until the game kicks off. It's just going to be terrible. I mean, if you get on X these days, Twitter, whatever we're calling it, it is just like burners after burners. Does Pitt have the same burner verse that ECU fans have? I don't know. It's just gotten out of hand.
Look, I'm an old man. I'm 47 years old. All this social media stuff is tough for me to follow. But I'll find myself checking out these arguments within the community of the same of one team, and it's like, just tearing each other apart. What are we doing? But it's hard to smack talk. I saw the Pitt people talking about ECU playing in a high school stadium, and I'm like, oh, shut up. That is so stupid. I live here. I love Pitt. I love Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. I live there on Saturdays. You can't say stuff like that, but you can say anything you want on social media, I guess.
You're always in Clark LeClaire during baseball season as well.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to give any false impressions that this guy just – look, he is a delusional Pittsburgh fan. Let's get that out there first. But
whoever made that's good stuff right there. I like that.
But it's not like he hates ECU. So let's go into your background. If they're not familiar with you from 107.9, obviously you and Laura do great work there. How'd you get here, and how did you become a Pitt fan in the first place?
Well, we'll start back with that, I guess. I mean, I grew up in Philadelphia, but I went to school at University of Pittsburgh. And that was in 1996, and I was – as of 1995, I was not a fan of the University of Pittsburgh. I got in, and that was my college. I was a fan of everything. I'm still a fan of everything. That's why I'm draped in this. By the way, I don't know if people can
we need to
see
the shirt.
It's the mic's in the way there. There you go.
This
right there.
Team makes me drink.
There it is, baby.
In Pittsburgh colors.
It is. I imagine a purple and gold shirt like that would be very relatable, right? Been there. I feel it. I think these two fan bases are actually more similar than you would imagine.
They just don't want to admit it.
But eventually, I did radio all up and down the Eastern Seaboard, and eventually moved me down here to North Carolina. So, and my wife works at the hospital. It was a great opportunity for her. We've been here for 15 years, and we love it here.
How many Personality of the Years have you, Mark? Are you Mark and Laura won?
Look, that would be 6.
Not that we're counting or anything.
We've been together longer than that, but I will say this: every time we've entered to win, we have won.
There you go.
Now you're on a stairway to 7, baby.
I'm doing the old the Jordan Shrug guy from the documentary.
How many championships did Brady and Jordan win? Like, I think you guys are right away.
Stairway to 7 is what we're doing.
Yeah.
You're right. That's it.
All right, Lane Smith in the chat. He says, "Go Birds!" So you do have a
Go
fellow
Birds,
Eagles
my
fan.
man. Let's go, baby.
Kevin Kozar wants to know: does Mark own any other clothes?
I did. That's a very popular question. And you know what's what I've kind of decided not to do is wear any of my ECU gear.
That's fair.
Since I found out the bowl game, it just and I got the ECU koozies at home, switching only the Pitt koozies. I'm doing what I have to do, but I have a lot of other clothing, and most of it is actually ECU clothing. That's pretty much it. I have Pitt and ECU stuff and nothing else.
So we were talking before the show started, and I was kind of like, maybe it won't be that bad if ECU wins because you are kind of an ECU fan as well, but really it might be the worst case scenario, just given how ECU has lost everybody, but still I guess could win the game.
They absolutely could. If you take a look at, we can get into the nuts and bolts of this game. You also get into the nuts and bolts of Pitt as a football team in bowl games. This coach is 2-5 in bowl games, I believe. Last year we took on
Toledo?
I think it was I was going to say it was like Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, or one of those schools nobody cares about in the MAC in a bowl in Detroit, Michigan, where everyone wants to go in late December, and they took us to 6 overtimes. And they won that game. I actually turned that game off in the second overtime, and the reason I did is because I thought that we won. There was a touchdown that was called back, and I was so sick of watching this game that I just turned it off right then and there. I was like, all right, it's over. Another hour went by, apparently, of that game with us losing, and I am so grateful I didn't stay and keep watching that thing.
Pittsburgh football, Pittsburgh athletics. I do want to hit that at some point, but you mentioned it earlier. The overall, there was talk about Pittsburgh maybe meeting Penn State in the Pinstripe Bowl. That was rumored at one point, and so I understand it. All right, you're potentially going from that to facing East Carolina in the Military Bowl. So I understand kind of their fan base being upset, but it does feel like maybe more of the average Pitt fan that doesn't know ECU, they're not thrilled about the game. Do you kind of get that sense?
I'm getting the same sense, and when I saw the announcement, I was really excited for my own personal story, right? But most Pitt fans thought they should have gotten a more prestigious bowl, or they should have gotten Pitt Penn State. That bowl is not that much more. Here's the thing. We were in the Sun Bowl like 3 years ago. I want to know. And we won that game. Very exciting game over UCLA. Tell me about all the great recruits we got from winning the Sun Bowl, which is more prestigious than the Military Bowl. I don't really remember any of those guys, big signings off of a bowl game like that. I'm thrilled with the season they had. It was an interesting story to our season this year, but everybody was hoping for the Pinstripe Bowl. How dare we be in a third-tier bowl? It's like the Pinstripe Bowl starts 3 hours after the Military Bowl. It's the same day. I guess there's more money involved. I don't even know.
I guess so, yeah.
But the Penn State matchup had a little sauce to it, and I know that people were going to be kind of happy about that. But what are you going to do? I'm happy about this.
Speaking of, Joel says, how relieved are Pitt fans they don't have to be embarrassed by Big Brother in the Pinstripe Bowl.
Oh, stop it. Yo, I got the microphone. Penn State sucks, bro. Penn State sucks. Always have. That's built into our. Are you going? You're going to.
I am going to be
are you going? When we play the Pitt fight song.
Yeah.
There's this part where it goes dan, 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 and everybody's supposed to say fight Pitt win. Everybody says Penn State sucks. No matter who we're playing, no matter what sport it is, Penn State always sucks. I wish we could have gotten a crack at them, but I'm very happy about this bowl.
I appreciate your optimism. All right, so Pittsburgh, you're going to the game.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. So
I got a couple of my old roommates from college going to meet me there too.
So how are you going to be tailgating with Pitt fans, ECU fans, combination?
I would hope that my ECU friends who will be there tailgating might have a little space for us to kind of walk in and hang with them. I would hope that. I feel like I've built up a good friendship with some people. I'm looking right at you, but hopefully that's going to happen. I really do.
Yeah, so the word around town is there is a space. That space is currently being taken up by buckets filled with tars and feathers, and the minute you walk in, that is what is going to happen. And both Wesley and James have been notified of this. Your two sons, they will, from what I understand, be wearing ECU stuff. They're going to duck out of the way so that they are not getting tarred and feathered. That's what the rumor around town is.
That's the thing. They grew up here, and they love ECU, and I've given them plenty of opportunities to get with this Pitt program, and they have turned me down at every. We've taken them to games as they were growing up. They usually would leave UNC's stadium crying because of some last minute thing that they did to Pitt. You don't want to live a life like this. You probably tell that to
I don't want my son to live the ECU life.
Exactly. We're very similar. I guarantee you we're very similar.
Hey, you took your kids to an NCAA tournament game, and they won, though, one time. And was it Greensboro?
I did. It was a couple of years ago when Pitt basketball was good for 1 year. It was awesome.
I don't think I'll ever have that opportunity for my son for ECU.
Well, right now I'd kind of like to see which of the two would win in a basketball. Actually, I would not like to watch that for either team. Both a big struggle right now.
Please no. It was tough enough to watch ECU Presbyterian last night.
Oh, Lord.
ECU Pitt may not be much better.
No.
All right, so this year, and we'll get more into kind of the players to watch in our next segment, but look, Pittsburgh was ranked going into the last game of the season against Miami. Now, I did go back and watch some of that game just to get a feel, but 8-4 the final tally, 6-2. There was a chance if they won that game, they would have competed for the ACC title, a CFP spot, so you kind of hit on it, but like overall, how would you kind of sum up this season?
This season was, I would look back at this season very favorably if you consider the fact that they started out 2-2 after 2 losses in a row to West Virginia, which they also suck, but they beat us, and I have a lot of thoughts about it. We could do a whole show on it. And then they lost to Louisville, and our quarterback, who was like an NIL guy, big-time guy that they paid after last year, he was doing something very consistently in those 2 games, and that was throwing interceptions, going into the end zone. I mean, points taken right off the board, the field flipped, everything. They could have won those 2 games, and they're sitting at 2-2, and they have a bye week, and they decide we're gonna bench the guy we put all this money into. I was really impressed by that decision.
It's a big decision.
That's hard to do nowadays. I think harder than ever. And they went with this true freshman who I'd never seen play before, and right out the gate, I could see that something was different with this guy. He wins 6 of the last 8. True freshman on the road, at home, it doesn't matter. Lost to Notre Dame, lost to Miami. I'd say those are not terrible losses in the grand scheme of things, but very happy with how they rebounded. I didn't think they could get bowl eligible after they went 2-2.
Yeah, after that West Virginia game, I thought Narduzzi was going to be on the hot seat, but to their credit, because West Virginia was quite awful this year.
They were horrible.
But
that game was. Don't even get me started.
Which are you at least glad that game is back though, from the standpoint of, it looked for a time like all these rivalry games we were going to lose them. But I think any time a rivalry game with that, even though there is that hatred there, like that's what makes sports great, man.
Oh, it's the best. And when Penn State beat us 3 of the 4 times when we renewed the rivalry, but. And some of those were terrible losses, but it's so great to have those rivalries. My wife's family is up in State College, and there's always been a lot of fun behind it. And, the West Virginia one is like true hate. It's so great to have a rival that you truly hate. And with all the divisions and all the separations of teams into different conferences, all these rivalries are dying, and it's really depressing. Florida can still play Florida State every year. Georgia can still play Georgia Tech. It can still happen. So I'm really glad that Pitt did that with West Virginia. I hope they continue to do that.
And backyard brawl, like a good rivalry needs a good name. And that's an elite name.
Yes,
so I'm
absolutely
a huge fan of that. What final question before we get our first break in.
Mm-hmm.
Narduzzi, I don't know, he just seems kind of all right. I'm a non-Pittsburgh guy, clearly,
sure.
But he did win a conference title in 2021, and look, he's been there since 15. It's almost like the Dave Doran thing, which obviously. Narduzzi's won a title, which is the biggest difference there, but he's been there forever, so after a while you kind of get stale and tired. The Pitt fans like Narduzzi. What's the take there?
He's won a title. He's been to 2 title games. He constantly, for the most part, he's delivering winning seasons. It's the in-game decisions that will just have you going absolutely insane with him, and it's a constant, and maybe you'll see it during the Military Bowl.
Yeah.
Where it's like, how did he do that? I don't know if you were watching the Georgia Tech game.
I did watch some.
When he was up 14 points with 7 minutes to go in his own territory, he faked the punt.
That's right. Yep.
And he had great choice words. I don't know if I can say them on the show with you right now, but he had great choice words after it when they interviewed him. I'll tell you during the break. But it was pretty self-deprecating, which deservingly so.
Right.
A lot of Pitt fans haven't had enough with him, but he, wants to be there. He's producing some winning teams. He's recruiting some really good players that have gone into the NFL. He takes guys with 3 stars or 3 stars and gets them way above their projected, like their expectations, people's expectations of them. They develop well at Pitt. They don't always win though. And it's, they
That's
don't
a problem.
always, decisions that you will look back on. You're sitting there on like a Tuesday in the middle of the year going, what the heck was Narduzzi thinking? I just want to move on with my life, and I can't. That's Pat Narduzzi in a nutshell. But he loves being there. He loves Pitt. He gets guys in there, and you win enough games at some point you should be able to break through, and I guess that's where I am. I'm very non-committal on that answer.
8-4 this year, 6-2. You can't complain.
I'll take it. Chance of 9 wins. 9 wins is a pretty darn good season.
By the way, can you name the bowl game that Pitt was in last year off the top of your head?
It's the one in Detroit.
I've got
I've
got it in front of me.
I would tell you it used to be, I don't know if this helps, it used to be the Little Caesars Bowl, and then it changed.
Oh, yeah, and they've been in that like 20 times. Is it the Quick Lane Bowl?
It is the game above. Last year it was
the game above
sports ball, whatever that is.
Yeah, I think it used to be the Quick Lane Bowl too. By the way,
I think
really?
it was.
Okay. I just know it was Little Caesars because it's in
Gosh.
Detroit. Because it's usually like the MAC champion
It was the
against.
Quick Lane Bowl the year
it
before.
was nice.
So,
And I think they were in it in like 5 years ago.
I mean,
don't
these bowl
quote me on
games,
that.
it's just a mess. So, yep, Toledo won last year in the game above sports bowl, 6 overtimes, 48-46. What a game!
But I remember coming into work the next day and I'm like, "Dang, Mark, sorry for your loss." I was like, "What are you talking about? We won." And going back to the called back touchdown,
I remember,
and he went to bed. He's like, "Damn it!" And he's like, "Wait, probably a good thing I went to bed." But you know what I always find funny about that? Like anytime there's a game in Detroit, a college game, they just don't paint the end zones. For the opposing
they don't care
teams.
enough.
Yeah, like if you notice, like in Atlanta and Charlotte or whatever, we'll have that. Like, but the MAC championship game and the whatever bowl, they just like leave the Lions end zones in. They just like don't give a crap. It's
Like
hilarious.
who cares, man? Look at the bowl. Who's really going to watch this bowl? Like
Just let it ride.
just whatever. You paint the end zones bright pink if you want to. It doesn't matter.
Let's get our break in. We'll come back. When we come back, we'll talk with Mark about the personnel. We get a lot of questions about who's opting out for Pittsburgh, and I'll be honest, I don't know. But maybe Mark has at least a clear idea or some sort of feeling. We'll get into that and more after this on Hoist the Colors.
The team of Flatlands Jessup is working overtime to help ensure that Eastern North Carolinians like you get the health insurance help you need this open enrollment period. New legislation passed meaning more people than ever qualify for affordable coverage. Let us help you today.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
Tired of the 1-800 numbers advertising Medicare products? Flatlands Jessup has 6 offices all throughout Eastern North Carolina. Get face-to-face help from our local award-winning licensed team. Stop by today. Flatlands Jessup, your whole world covered.
the best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Go Pirates! Arg!
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Alan, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Climb aboard as we set sail and hoist the colors.
Ahar, matey!
Back to the show with Steve and Igo on 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back in. Hoist the Colors on a Thursday, December 18th edition of the show. We're 9 days out from the Military Bowl, and we've got Marc Miller from 107.9 in studio. He's a Pitt fan. For better or worse, he's here talking about the Panthers. We've got Philip Pilkington producing too. We were talking in the first segment. You are rooting for Pitt. Obviously, you went to school there. You've got sons that are going to be rooting for East Carolina.
Yep.
Rick says, is Mark really pulling for Pitt? You do have to live here. And he says, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. I am. I really am. Like, if you left this place, you would just automatically start pulling for the team where you now live 10 years down the line. You wouldn't still have that love
you gotta
for
have
your
that loyalty,
school.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I'm sorry, man, but I gotta stay true. And I 364 days out of the year, I am pulling for your ECU Pirates. I love them, and I'm there, and I'm wearing everything, and I'm cheering, and I'm tailgating, and I'm doing all that stuff. I promise you.
I think most people respect that, especially if you go to school somewhere. Now, if you're like the bandwagon fan that just picks the best team, like, and didn't go to school there, and you root for that team over the hometown team, I think that's when people have a problem.
Exactly. Notre Dame. Excuse me.
That's completely fair.
Got something in my throat.
By the way, out of the college football playoff.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
So good to see them complain a little bit and take their ball and go home. All right. I was looking, by the way, at Mason Heinchel's Pittsburgh quarterback. His offer list. He did have an offer from Toledo, and he still chose Pitt even after the bowl game.
That game above Sports Bowl, he's like, I don't care, man. Maybe he thought we needed him more than
exactly. He's like, these guys clearly need me, maybe to play some defense as well. But
that's right.
All right, Kevin Cozart says Henry might not let Mark into the Christmas party tonight wearing that. So we got some insiders that know that
this is a potential. There is a Christmas party tonight, and I wore something similar to this on Henry's show.
Yeah.
And, he was very upset with me. But again, what am I going to do? This is the loyalty, maybe not to the company, that's making money. That is the flagship of ECU. It's still some loyalty. It's loyalty in some sense, right?
We all respect it. We give you a pass.
Okay, good.
All right, so Pittsburgh, somebody else commented that the Panthers have gone from a 6.5-point favorite today alone to 9.5. So. Wow. That's we saw it go from 4 to 7 when Caden Hauser announced he was going to enter the portal. Now, I was reading a Pittsburgh VIP message board today on 24/7 Sports, and it's not official yet, but word is their stud linebacker, one of their stud linebackers, Kyle Lewis, is going to opt out. Do you know at this point anybody else? Have you heard anything?
I'll say about Kyle Lewis. I heard rumblings about that too. He is, I believe he has a year left, but he could go pro, and I believe he will. I think he'll be drafted. They were talking about having him go as a safety, projecting him as a safety in the NFL. He's a bad man, dude. Yeah. And I'm sad to hear that, but I expected that. To your other question, it's weird. I'm waiting. Every day I open up, I'm scrolling. I'm like, there's got to be somebody who's going to announce it. And we had like a fourth or fifth wide receiver, a backup long snapper, do theirs, and that's it. And then yesterday, and maybe this is the reason the line goes up, maybe a little bit of clarity from the quarterback position. Mason Heinchel, the true freshman, he tweeted out something that said, "See you in Annapolis." And he didn't say I'm going to be there playing.
He's going to coach. He's going to coach like Byron Brown, the USF quarterback.
Lord, if that's the case, that would really be playing with our emotions. But maybe it's knowing that the Pitt quarterback's going to play, and that's why the line went up.
So I was telling you off the air, Rasheem Biles, their other linebacker, he had a pick 6 earlier this year, and I was just like, this dude's running like a receiver after the pick. So, like, this Pittsburgh defense, now they do give up some big plays because they're extremely aggressive, but one thing I noticed about them is, like, they just fly around and they're extremely aggressive.
Yeah, that's the Pat Narduzzi way, is to be extremely aggressive, and sometimes it works against them, and that can be a little maddening. But Biles and Lewis and Braylon Lovelace, I think, is the one that had the pick against Georgia Tech, the 100-yard interception return for a touchdown that really kind of sealed the game when it was starting to look a little dicey.
That's right.
Until Narduzzi he did the fake punt from his own side of the field, up 14 points. And anyway, they really, the linebackers are really the stars of the defense. They have some good guys up front, but and Sean Lee is another freshman, I believe, on the back end who's doing well. But those linebackers, man, they are something else. They're a joy to watch. They've been so much fun to watch. Biles might be the best out of all of them. I know that Kyle Lewis came in to the season as sort of the guy everyone talked about, preseason All-American, all that. But Biles has had – it's hard when you have that many guys in the linebacking crew, to shine above any of the others.
So you flipping out to the offense, you mentioned Heinzel. What is he – what's his style of play? I mean, just watching, it seems like he's a bit of a gunslinger, but young guy, not afraid to take some chances.
That's a good description of him. And I was just talking to you off air a little bit about this. It's like these young kids are watching guys like Mahomes and wanting to do the things that he does. The arm angle release, it's not an every throw thing. It's whenever he needs it. He will do some things at some weird arm angles, and they just look, the passes are precise, where it looks like there's no way he would get that pass off. And I've seen a lot of that from him, but it's confidence that he has that enables him to have no fear when it comes to needing to do that. And so he's been great. Des Reed was an All-American, a preseason All-American that has been injured almost every game. Me and my buddies, we had a little, over under, what time in the game will Des Reed limp off? It became that. I love Des; he's great, but it's been a really tough year for him, and I don't know if he's going to play.
Yeah,
I have no idea. Boozy Turner is another freshman who is a stud running back that I hope we can keep, and I hope he doesn't announce anything anytime soon. The offense is. Cade Bell is our offensive coordinator. So far, he's still there, which is great. But it seems like there was a lot of questions about him. And it seems like when Heinzel came in, the offense, maybe his offensive vision, it just looked cleaner. And his play designs kind of came through and made more sense. He had the right personnel running it, right? So they can be a very exciting offense. They put a lot of points up. Put a lot of points up on NC State, which reminds me, it couldn't have been you. It was some guy named Steve Igo told me. I thought it was you, but that they was putting money on NC State that weekend.
I was.
It might have been a cousin of yours or something like that.
Must have been.
Couldn't have been you.
I don't know. I mean, that was. I just got the week off. I knew an NC State upset was coming. That happened against Georgia Tech,
right?
Not Pittsburgh. They laid down that week. They saved it all for the Yellow Jackets.
That's it.
That was it. And look, Pittsburgh, their fall off was coming. As we look last year, it doesn't get any worse than starting 7-0 and losing 6 in a row. But
it's just the most. These are the things that Pitt does. When they were 6-0, they lose a game it was against a better team, and then they lost to Virginia, who was terrible last year. And I said it. I called a buddy of mine. I said, I'm calling it right now. We're losing the rest.
I remember you saying that as well.
The rest of the way. The Pitt prophecy is what we called it. Every week, getting closer to the Pitt prophecy, starting out 7-0, finishing 7-6, and it happened. Lo and behold, against Toledo.
Tough. So we do have you as a Delusional Pitt fan, Marc Miller. So what would the Delusional Pitt fan predict for this game? Now, you can also give a real Pittsburgh prediction as well, Pittsburgh fan prediction.
So my Delusional Pitt fan. See, being a Pitt fan when you're delusional, like it's not like a positive delusional.
Okay, yes.
Like like two guys are going to run into each other on the last play, and that's going to lead to an ECU touchdown to end it. Like that's what Pitt would do. Some guy would trip on his own shoelaces and not get the first down, and then have to punt. Then ECU would go down and score. That's the delusional Pitt. That's what I've been like trained to say, to think. But I will say that I believe I'm going to keep it close. I'm going to say what I said for Henry. That was before Caton dropped his news. Say 31-28. Pitt Panthers. ECU will keep it close. A combination of, I think they're a very well coached team by their head coach, and they were well coached by their coordinators, and whoever's in line now will coach them well. But also the fact that Pitt is very, it's very predictable that they will underwhelm in moments when they should overwhelm. That's kind of an Narduzzi thing.
I almost feel like if I was a Pitt fan, if I was the delusional Pitt fan, I'd be a little worried that, like with the opt-outs, you almost show up to the game thinking, "Oh man, this is going to be a piece of cake."
Right? It could be a look, and Narduzzi's got to talk to them about that. They could be, "Oh yeah, please, we're going to walk over these guys," and that would be really stupid to think that. It's like they've never played football before. Like you can't go into a game like that in any case, but they could, because that would be the delusional Pitt fan in me says they probably will.
Is this a Pennsylvania issue? It seems like, Penn State can't win the big game.
Oh, that's because they suck. Did you hear me earlier?
I know.
Like, okay.
But Pitt always runs into each other. The Steelers go 9-8 every year, and the Eagles' offense sucks. I mean, it's a Pennsylvania problem right now, Mark.
Yeah.
It must be something in the water there in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Maybe relax about the current Super Bowl champions. We'll be all right.
I was trying to get you riled up and ticked off. You've been really nice and happy on the show. I was just trying to light a fire under your ear and get you mad.
I can't be a trash talker. I don't want to do that. I don't want to alienate all the people.
Hey, my team just got swept by the Saints. Say whatever the hell you want to me. I mean, we're good.
right.
He's got to wait for Pittsburgh to win too, and then he can talk his trash.
I don't think I'll be talking much trash, man. I won't because I'll feel great about it, but I won't feel. I'll feel for everybody here too.
Can we get an Igo Mark bet though?
I was thinking about that. I just don't know.
Like a friendly bet, like not new.
I mean,
even like a case of beer, 6-pack. What is something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll at minimum buy you a case of beer. I'll wear that jacket on the show. How about this?
Oh,
if Pittsburgh covers the spread, now I'm going to pick Pittsburgh to win. If Pittsburgh covers the spread, I will wear that jacket, maybe even the shirt too.
Even this right here.
Yeah, this team makes me drink shirt.
Microphone. There you go. There it is.
But definitely, I mean that jacket is sweet. So I might, I will wear the jacket now for you.
The problem is I don't mind wearing ECU stuff. I have plenty of it myself.
I'm trying to think, what could we do to humiliate Mark on? You'd have to come on our show to do it.
If anybody in the chat has a suggestion, we can come up with it.
Don't open it up to the people in the chat, guys.
This could get bad, but still, come up with something fun.
I almost feel like he's got to wear the eye patch, not just wear an ECU shirt, going true pirate garb, like eye patch, hook or something like that we can get from the store.
I come on here and do a whole thing like that. Okay, I can do
Johnny
that.
Depp style.
Johnny Depp. Gonna dress me all the way up like Jack Sparrow?
Yeah, let's do it.
All
so
right.
if this is all right. So just to clarify, if Pittsburgh covers the spread, I'll wear that. What I think ECU's got to win, or does that make it unfair? If Pitt wins by
because
3?
then we could have a push. Somebody's got to do something.
Either they cover the spread or they don't.
Okay. You want to go with that?
Spread are we doing? Are we doing with whatever the spread is now? We can do with whatever the spread closes.
I said the
on
live spread as we get closer to the game.
Okay.
Or we could I'll go winner. If we want to make it simple,
let's do winner.
Winner. Okay.
If Pittsburgh wins, I'll wear the jacket and maybe the shirt as well.
Make it so. Let's go, baby.
Let's do it.
There we go.
Hail the Pitt, baby. Let's go.
I can't say what I want to say about eat something Pitt because I'm on the radio. So.
Eat crap,
Come on, man. Come on, man. Maybe you know what? It would bring a smile to my face to hear the entire side from ECU. Should they play Sweet Caroline?
Yeah.
Which they probably will because it's something that plays at Pitt games all the time. Well, maybe you guys would do it.
Something I did want to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you? By the way, people are saying you need to wear Penn State or West Virginia stuff. I don't know.
That is not going to happen, bro. Can we zoom in on the camera? That is not going to happen.
I did want to ask you.
I do have a friend though, Mark, he's an ECU guy, but his wife went to West Virginia, so we've got some West Virginia stuff. He would happily loan it to you, I'm sure.
Look, not everybody's perfect.
So we know ECU plays in a high school stadium, but
They do not.
How does it feel to not even have your own stadium?
Look, if you listen to the guys when they're getting recruited and the coach will take them to the facilities and they'll walk by Mike Tomlin and they'll walk by the Steelers practicing, and you'll tell me that's not some type of worthwhile thing. Granted, I said it before, the Pitt coaches develop great players. They get 3 stars. Maybe they should get more. Maybe it should work better. But I would say it's pretty cool to be able to say, hey, you're going to be training with these guys, right next to these guys. And Tomlin always stops by the practices and stuff. It's actually a cool relationship.
Yeah. I mean, I like that, but how come Temple can't get anybody? Because you also grew up in Philly.
Yeah, Temple also sucks.
I mean, they can't they do that with the Eagles? And then you got Miami over here. They got the same deal, but they're buying their way into the college football playoff.
It's true. It's true. So it's a special place at Pitt. Let's just put it that way.
Special place. And we learned that everybody except Pittsburgh and ECU sucks during this Marc Miller appearance.
That's true.
We appreciate it, man. This was a lot of fun, and we'll get you on, win or lose, after the game. Appreciate
I'm looking
it once
forward
again,
to,
man. Check them out, 107.9 in the morning. Mark and Laura does great stuff there. We'll get a break in. We'll come back. We'll continue on Hoist the Colors.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human. About creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown. At National Finance, we're all about hometown support, just like ECU football. National Finance helps us win on and off the field. They've got your back when you need it most. Fast, easy personal loans for life's big plays. And just like us, they're committed to Eastern North Carolina. National Finance, proud supporters of ECU athletics. Visit nfcmoney.com for loans as fast as today.
Back in, Hoist the Colors here, segment 3. Fun show thus far. Marc Miller, Delusional Pitt fan, hanging out, and he's now on his way out. I appreciate his insight on the program. We were talking. I wanted to get it in on the air, but kind of ran out of time. Philip Pilkington back with us, 94.3 The Game, producing today. We have the opportunity for an elite uniform matchup. Specifically, we've seen these two teams wear these uniforms in the early 90s, late 80s, and both teams are kind of they've harkened back into those times with their uniforms. And it looks like Pittsburgh will be the home team, which I don't really understand. I mean, ECU was the away team last year in the Military Bowl. Why are they going to be the away team again this year? So assuming ECU would have to wear its road uniforms, but they could still wear the Flying ECU throwback logo on the helmet. And Pittsburgh can obviously wear its throwback stuff, which it basically only wears now in many regards. So I think, Philip, we have the chance. I just hope both teams kind of buy into this throwback feel, which even ECU has been putting out the graphics as like throwback graphics, which I've enjoyed for the game.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
I think it'd be good. It'd be fun. Look, you're going to be getting a lot of national television time in this, not only during the game, but highlights when there's only 6-7 games in a day as opposed to a full weekend of college football. You get highlighted a lot more on ESPN as well as other shows. So look good, and all these kids these days, that's kind of what they want to do. They want to go to places with cool uniforms. So good marketing opportunity.
Hopefully both teams take advantage, and it'll be that 11 a.m. kickoff, which, look, 11 a.m. kickoff is not very fun, but it's on a Saturday, and it has a chance to be really the first game as people wake up and watch some football on a busy Saturday. I think like 8 games scheduled for that day.
Just got a text that we are the home team.
We are the home team.
Shout out to Malcolm Gray, who just texted and said we're the home team. So if Malcolm says it, I believe it.
All right. I know when I looked at the Military Bowl website, initially when the game was announced, it said ECU would be the away team. But if that's, then heck, throwback ECU, purple unis, the modern throwbacks, the pants, and the Flying ECU logo, hopefully. So we will we'll see what happens. Pirates, Panthers, either way, a chance for an elite uniform matchup. All right, basketball last night. Let's hit on that. ECU played, I think, its best game of the season. It was Presbyterian, but ECU is only a 2.5, 3.5 point favorite. They win the game 74-53. ECU gets 24 points, 4 rebounds, 4 steals, 3 assists from Jordan Riley, who just continues to be an absolute beast. He went 8 of 14 from the floor, 8 of 12 from the free throw line. Giovanni Imajuru, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 9 of 11 from the field, 3 blocks. Tybo Bailey hit 3 3-pointers. He scored 12 points overall for the third Pirate in double figures. A lot of early slams from Imajuru. ECU made a point to go in the paint, be physical. They established that early, and really outside of a lull in the second half to start it, which some really, really sloppy turnovers to let Presbyterian for a moment get back in the game, but then they turned it on. I thought ECU played really well overall in this contest outside of that 3-4 minute stretch, Philip.
Yeah, I thought so. You're never going to play a true, complete 40 minutes, but you just don't want to see a team go out there and play 30. And so, look, there's always going to be from one media timeout to the next that somebody wins a basketball game. And when Presbyterian got back in it, ECU, that's the one thing about this team, man, that when they're down, they fight back, and when they're up and the opposing team goes on a run, it's not one of those, oh, goodness, here we go, it's close. This is a team that really looks forward, I think, and not out the back windshield when it comes to just throughout the game as a whole. And, a lot of the credit of that is Coach Schwartz and this coaching staff who really do have this team, I think, in a very mature headspace. And that is the reason they were able to come back on Sunday, and that was the reason that when Presbyterian made their little run the other night, you did not see any body language change. You did not see panic. You did not see the tempo try and unnecessarily pick up from the East Carolina offense. They stayed in their game. They continued to run their sets, and they won the game comfortably. So credit to this team. It was a good win. And, we were talking during the game, me and a couple of my buddies I was sitting with, it's like, this Presbyterian team, they're not a bad basketball team. They're 6-6. They're well coached. They knew how to defend East Carolina. They defended the pick and roll very, very well. They were always in position. That's not a bad club that you just beat. So you got to feel good about that one. You've won 2 in a row, and now you get your opportunity to go make history on Monday night.
The Pirates are heating up, baby. Just in time for the Tar Heels. I don't think the Dean Dome's ready. Mike Schwartz is going to lead a hungry, battle-tested team into Tar Heel land, whatever they call themselves these days. Definitely not Tar Heel land, but into the Dean Dome. If Mike Schwartz pulls this off, there's been a lot of criticism for the start of the season. But if he pulls off what would probably be the biggest win in program history, outside of winning tournament to take the team to the NCAA tournament, I think all would be forgiven, right? If somehow they did it. ECU's only beaten one ACC team ever, NC State, when Matt McCarthy was the head coach. Ever. If you win in the Dean Dome, Phillip, I'm ready. It doesn't matter what you do the rest of the season. You're set.
Oh, yeah. You beat the Tar Heels in basketball? Oh, yeah. I'm here for it. If we beat Carolina, I don't know. I got to come up with something. I'll come up with it on Monday's show because I was going to say something that it's going to be something I would do on air that'll be fun, but I can't, do anything that's going to get, it's blurred out on the screen or anything, So we'll figure out something. But I'm going to be jumping for joy. I can tell you that. I'm still going to be partying on Tuesday when I come into work if we win Monday night in the Dean Dome. I can say that.
If ECU beats UNC in the Dean Dome, we'll have a 365-day celebration. I'll talk about it every single day on the show. I'll have a segment dedicated to it. I won't say an entire segment, but at least 5 minutes of every show for the next year. Just dedicated to that. How about that?
Let's do it.
Just to remind folks, and that way they won't ever forget. Somebody says tarps off in the studio. I'll go tarps off.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely do that.
If ECU beats UNC in the Dean Dome, absolutely. So that's what's at stake Monday night. Guess the line, Phillip. What do you think?
Ooh, guess the line. It's out already? Usually college
No, it's not. I was just saying, what do you think it'll be?
27.5.
27.5. Let's see. UNC basketball. I was trying to look up their record real quickly. Now, they play a big game. I tell you what, this is a pretty good spot for ECU. If ECU actually had a good team, the Tar Heels, you know what they have? They have Ohio State in the CBS Sports Classic on Saturday at 3 p.m. They have to turn around on 1 day's rest to play the Pirates and travel. That game's in Atlanta.
Could be a little banged up from the Buckeyes.
I mean, this is set. Look, you got ECU, a lot of time to prepare. Sleepy Dean Dome right before Christmas. Tar Heels 10-1. They're probably going to beat Ohio State. Coming a little high. Watch out.
The other thing about this is I was just looking at the CBS Classic. Did St. John's replace UCLA in this? Because St. John's is playing Kentucky, and then North Carolina's playing UCLA. That's weird. I did not know that happened. Okay, I know it's off topic, but the other thing too, 8:00 tip. There will be a lot more wine and cheese consumed prior to tip-off than a normal 7:00 tip, so they could even be a little more sluggish. Yeah. And I maybe eggnog and cheese, but I don't know. Maybe, I still think it's going to be wine because it's Carolina fans. So
it's very, very much so. Who knows? I mean, crazier things have happened. Not really, though. I'm not counting on it. But, hey, it would be crazy. All right, let's get our final break in. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the show. We got to pick Seahawks and Rams. Bobby just submitted his pick because it's such a big game tonight in the NFL. So we'll get to that, wrap up the show after this.
Don't miss year-end deals during the season of giving at Greenville Toyota. Drive a new Camry, just $229 a month, $229 a month. Or new RAV4, $279 a month, $279 a month. Hurry in for the season of giving at Greenville Toyota.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in Color and let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
The season of giving is here at Greenville Toyota. Unwrap a new Corolla, $159 a month, $159 a month. Or new Tacoma, $219 a month, $219 a month. Don't miss the season of giving with year-end
Everything
deals
you
at
need to
Greenville
know
Toyota.
in the world of ECU athletics. This is Hoist the Colors with Steve and Igo on 94.3 The Game.
Come back in, final segment here. We were talking about ECU coming off a nice win over Presbyterian. And look, I get it, it's Presbyterian, but ECU looked good. And I think people are starting to agree. Philip Tokenen back with us to wrap up the show. We got an anonymous text from a ECU fan/donor. I don't know if he wants me to read his name or not, but I'll just read this text. Quote, I don't think there's any doubt after last night that ECU Hoops is back. It's going to come down to the last play of the game at the Dean Dome. I don't envy Vegas on trying to come up with the line. It'll probably just be a pick 'em. The people are back, baby.
I would ask that donor/fan what he's drinking at 12:52 p.m. on a Thursday.
He's
I
getting
want some
started
of
early.
it, baby. Let's go. I want to come over to your house after this show. We're gonna hang out.
Jansen Kidd in the chat says if we win, Philip will be required to get a Coach Schwartz tattoo on his rear end. The fans demand it.
Jansen, so just putting this out there, my number one fear is needles. I do not do shots, tattoos, or blood drawn. So I've always said if I end up with like leukemia, I'm just going to die because we'll never know I have it. So needles, I'm out. Sorry, Jansen.
I don't know. I'm tempted. We may try to get it done. By the way, I did confirm. Shout out to Malcolm Gray. East Carolina will be the home team and Pitt will be the away team. So I swear their website had it listed as Pitt will be the home team for like a week and a half. So that I guess either was a mistake or it has been changed. But that makes sense because last year the ACC team, NC State, was the home team and ECU, the American team, was the away team. Typically they flip every year. So I was curious why that was. But yes, ECU will be the home team and Pitt will be the away team. So hopefully it was listed like that a while. So I'm hoping they got tickets for fans on the right side because that could be
but
a
I feel
problem.
like home away means a little bit more than just the bench. So I feel like you could easily just be like, okay, let's flip the benches. We can leave the benches the way they were if they wanted to. I would guess.
Hopefully so. It says Pitt will be on the gold side, East Carolina will be on the Navy side. So hopefully let us know in the chat if you got tickets to the game, which side did you get them on. All right. Final few minutes. We got to pick an NFL game. So if you listen to our Friday shows, we pick every big NFL game And usually Thursday night games kind of stink. This week, you arguably have the game of the week. You've got the Rams at the Seahawks. Both teams 11-3. Now, the Rams did win the first game in this NFC West matchup. This one in Seattle, one of the toughest places to play in the NFL. Lowest price to get in, $190 on a Thursday night, so high demand. Who you got? Seahawks are favored by 1.5 as of right now in Seattle. Who you got, Phillip?
I think Seattle. I think they're going to bounce back from that tough loss in L.A. a couple weeks ago. Actually, that was probably the worst game either team has played all year. But Seattle's a tough place to win. Now, actually, under the McDonald era, they've actually been a better road team than they have home team. But I'm going to have faith in them. I need JSN big night in the playoffs, so that might be part of it. So give me Seattle.
I think I'm going to go with Seattle here too, at home. I don't know which team has the tiebreaker here, but this is a definite, I feel like, must-win for Seattle to win the division. They're at home. They've already lost once. If the Rams win it, they finish with the Falcons on Monday Night Football and then the Cardinals. So they have 2 winnable games. The Seahawks have to go to the Panthers and the Niners. 2 tough games.
Yeah, the Niners will be fighting for the division as well. And then, Carolina at least is still in the playoff hunt regardless of what happens this week. So, yeah.
Bobby is also on the Seahawks, so we are all on Seattle. Going into tonight, should be a fun one. 8:15 kickoff. Again, that'll be the NFL game of Thursday night, so looking forward to that. You also, I believe, have a bowl game tonight. Yeah, Missouri State, Arkansas State at 9 o'clock. So we're out of time on this Thursday. Great show. Appreciate Marc Miller again. If you're unfamiliar with his work, check it out. The Morning Show, 107.9, Mark and Laura. Multiple time award-winning for best personalities in the market here in North Carolina. All right, we got to get out of here. 12 noon Friday, we'll be back. Bobby Howard with you, with us. We'll be making all sorts of game picks and reacting to more ECU news. We'll see you then on Hoist the Colors.